I get asked all the time whether or not I can make a video about the city where I live. And so I thought the best way to do that is when I'm on my bike and I'm doing something, I will make a video about the city where I live. So this is Zhongshan. I'm going to just be going through the back streets here. I'm not going to be taking too many main roads, although I have to cross a couple, then I have to go down a short distance of main road. But this is the back streets, not the main roads. And you can see there's a lot of motorbikes, there's a lot of parked cars, there's also a lot of pedestrians, and there are some idiots who do stuff like that. And he got called an idiot as well. If I put the sound up, you would have heard me say that. But that's the way it is. Those guys are delivering food, they're on a very tight deadline, and they do some stupid things. So here we are coming down this slightly busy road, but not really very busy. We're just about to join a main road, which is one that it runs past, I think, the biggest shopping center in Zhongshan. That's called Lihe on the left-hand side. It's a beautiful day. You can see the clouds. It's about 32 Celsius, so that's pretty warm. And then you get people doing that. That guy just blocked me in there. I had the car parked in my lane and I had to go outwards. Now I'm going to go out and turn left at these sets of traffic lights. I'm passing the main branch of the China Bank, or Bank of China. And this is just a normal business district, central business district. There's a few high rises. That pink building in the front used to be the tallest building in the area, and it was a big landmark. Now it's dwarfed by some of the other buildings around it. So this is Zhongshan Lu, and it is the main road that goes east-west through Zhongshan. Zhongshan is a north-south city, but this one goes east-west. It takes you all the way out of Zhongshan and all the way to Guangzhou. If you stay on this road in a straight line, you'll eventually end up in Guangzhou, which is about 90 kilometers away. It does change its name between there and now, though. So lucky for me, I've got a green light. I'm crossing that one, and I'm heading down towards the next major junction, which is a very, very important, probably the busiest junction in Zhongshan. But it's the middle of the day. It's about 11 a.m., so there's not too many people. It's a school day, work day. It's not a Saturday, Sunday. You can see there's always a lot of work going on. This road has been worked on. You can see the track in the middle where they replaced a lot of water pipes a few years ago. And because the light is red, instead of going straight ahead, I'm just going to zip off to the right there, which is what I usually do when I'm riding the bike. Rather than stop at traffic lights, I'll just turn when the lights are when the lights are against me. I'll just turn. So I'm going down this road now. This is a northwest road, and a north-south road. And it's actually quite nice. It's been resurfaced fairly recently. They didn't used to have that central barrier. So a lot of people used to cross this road, and so they stopped them from crossing by putting a central barrier there. And now you can only cross where the crossings are. And that's a lot safer, but a little less convenient for people who want to get on the other side of the road. They have to walk a couple of 100 meters. Now I'm going to turn left and go down a very, very busy side street. In a couple of minutes. The building on the left we just passed is an old age people's home, and it's got croquet lawn and all sorts of interesting things in there. And here we go. We're just about to turn left and go down this tree-lined street. Again, you can see that this is a fairly new road surface, but once we get around this corner, not anymore. This is a shockingly bad road surface, this one. Here we go. Bang, straight onto the rough and ready. They are going to close this road very soon, I've been told. And you can see that it does need to be done very badly. Look at this. Bang, bang, bang as I go over those bumps. I'm doing about 25 kilometers an hour. I've got the electric assist. And this is a new thing. They've just closed this part down because on the right-hand side here is one of Zhongshan's biggest schools, which is really strange to have in a tiny little back street like this. So running on down this road, that's all part of the school on the left and the right. It's supposed to be a one-way street going down. It's not. Everything coming up is actually breaking the law. If they've got a motor, they're not supposed to be coming up here. Bikes can, but motorbikes can't. So we're going down and we're going to come to a market area now. This is getting a little bit more open plan, but we're right in the middle of the central business district here. On the right-hand side is the start of the old market, and that building, the pinkish building on the right, is 5 floors of marketplace. And you get in there, it's the wet market. In the nighttime, there's a barbecue there, and they've just recently redeveloped this building, the white building on the right, and turned it into apartments. They're nice apartments, but they'd be a bit noisy living right over the market, I think. And then we're going to get to the point where they're doing a lot more work. There is a lot of work going on in Zhongshan right now. It is a clear indicator that the economy is picking up because the government are doing a lot. So they've just blocked this road, and watch this. Woof! She's coming right across my path. I was doing 20 kilometers an hour and she wanted to turn left. So this is another of the newly redeveloped areas. They've done a lot of work on some of the buildings, not all of them yet, but they are making all of these buildings look new now. And the road surface, you can see, is really nice. It's much better than it used to be, that's for sure. It used to be like the road surface that we've just crossed. And so this is coming down into an area which is all being redeveloped, and that's actually an area where I live. So we're getting closer to the part where I live, and we can see that this is a really, really nice area. I'm going to get to a point in just a moment where I'm going to stop and buy some coffee, my little coffee shop. So again, I'm going down a one-way street. So are all those other bikes in front of me, and there's nothing illegal about that. That's okay for bikes. If they're electric bikes or pedal bikes, no problems at all to do this. No one will ever stop you. But you do get idiots who don't realize that this is the case, and then they do something like this guy is just about to do in front of me. Watch this. He got an oi as well from me. So then we're getting to this little spot here, and we're going to stop for a moment, and we're going to buy some coffee. This is what's called the Australian shop. It's not very Australian, but it does stock a lot of stuff from Australia. But I get Vietnamese coffee in here. And I'm just going to stop for a moment and wait. I was off the bike for about a minute and a half there, but there was no need to show you that. It was just standing still with a couple of things going past me. So I just cut it out. And now I'm heading back into the area where I live, and I'll be home in a couple of minutes. So you can see there's a lot of one-way streets, but they don't affect bikes. There's a lot of traffic, but none of it is too bad. There's a few idiots on the road, and this is just normal. This is another road that is getting a lot of work done on it, and I think eventually needs to be resurfaced. It's had so many dig-ups and putbacks that it's really, really bad. But some of the older buildings in town, that's what we have. There's a lot of buildings which are 60, 70 years old in Zhongshan, and instead of knocking them down, what they're doing with a lot of them is refurbishing them, including the building that I live in, which we'll see in a moment, because we have a lot of scaffolding around. And here's the interesting thing. The whole building is being refaced, repainted, and it's costing the city millions and millions of RMB, but it's not costing the residents 1 cent. I guess it's coming from our tax duty, but on the right-hand side, you can see a lot of scaffolding. On the left-hand side, there's a lot of scaffolding. That's what's happening all over Zhongshan, where they're taking these old buildings, they're stripping off the wall fascia, and then they're replacing the walls. Now, this is one light where I don't turn right because it's red, and the reason I don't is because this is getting me to my home. As we get across this junction, I'm only a couple of 100 meters from home. If I were to turn right, I'd add another kilometer onto my bike journey. Not that that's a big deal, but you can see you don't have to wait too long. There's the lights just about to change now. You get a number, 1, 2, 3, go. And we're in the street where I live. Coming down this street is always nice because you're home. There's a factory on one side there. There's more scaffolding on the left-hand side. There's a couple of nice little shops. I get all my eggs down here. I get some fruit and veg on the right-hand side. There's a school on the left-hand side, so we get to see a lot of kids. And it means we've also got a lot of fast food, so we can get a cheap breakfast. And as we're turning into this village gate, that's what it looks like. All of these buildings are being completely and totally refurbished, and it's all being done by the government for free. And I'm going to say that's it for this trip because I have arrived home. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.